I just can't handle any music today. At least not right now. I'm very upset still. I've got my hair up in what I call a genie tail. And Chris just sprayed my head down with rubbing alcohol. After I just combed a bunch of them out of my hair before he put the alcohol on. Um, but hopefully on the plus side, we did finally get pre-authorization for the flea treatment head lice.
Okay, that's all we need to check. Thank you.
And Chris just confirmed it. The prescription's over there waiting on me. So I hope it's... Hi, sweetie. I hope it works, because I swear I'm about that close to fucking shaving my head because I don't want to go through this another day. And it's a damn shame, all this, just because I tried to go spend some time with family. And now this is the price I'm paying. And I love them all dearly. I really do. I know you know that. But I'm never going down there again, because if this is what I'm going to have to go through every time I go down there, I'm not going through it. Yeah. I hope so, because I had to literally pull all my hair forward and brush a lot of the tangles out that way and then flip it back. But because my bangs are so wonky right now, the genie tail, if I don't pull, once I get the hair tie in, if I don't pull it back a certain distance, it'll keep falling in my face, which just irritates me even more. So I hope this stuff is the fucking miracle I've been waiting for. Because this stuff, the ketoconazole, I don't know if, like I said, if Doc gave me that for the dandruff part of the scalp condition, or I do recall when I put some on my head before, because this one, it says apply to scalp, wait 5 minutes, and then rinse. So I don't know if this also kills lice, or not. But the reason why I titled things the way I did is because pretty much that's what's going on, is it's just the packing, the unpacking, actually, rather not packing, but the unpacking, the sorting, putting stuff where mom wants me to put it. Like their bathroom is so tiny. It's even tinier than the one, more or less, that they had at the old place. And of course, Carl is back, and he called me, I think, at least twice yesterday. I didn't answer either time, because I knew he was just going to try to guilt trip me into helping him, or he was going to falsely bribe me into helping him and then never see it through. Like, well, if you help me, I'll do this, or, well, if you help me, I'll give you that. And then he never does. He, if this means this is it, and me and my brother don't talk anymore, and he pretty much disowns me as well, or feels like I've disowned him, so be it, because I'm done helping him. I'm done supporting him. I'm done, having his back when nobody else does, defending him against others when I feel like they're talking about him unfairly or something. But Carl, he brought this on himself. So he's the only one that can get himself out of it. And whether he does or not is anybody's guess. But when Chris put the, trying to say too many things at once, when Chris sprayed my head down, pretty good with the rubbing alcohol and said, brush it in. So that's what I started doing, brushing and brushing and brushing and brushing and brushing. And I can feel some of them biting. Yeah. But so I'll have to ask them. If I think about it, I'll take this shampoo with me and have them explain, what this is for, if this is for the dandruff situation or if it's for the lice or a combination of the two, because I honestly don't know. But I showed Mom my precious new babies yesterday. And as usual, as soon as I took them out of the pouch, they were like going all over the place, but I didn't have a chance to really sit down and ask if there was any spirits there or anything like that. I thought about doing that upstairs in my room, but I didn't know how much longer Chris wanted to stay there before he would, be ready to come home and everything. So I tried not to stay up in my room too long, but I try to do this kind of a daily prayer thing, I guess is a good way to put it. And where, sometimes I'll cast circles, sometimes I won't. Sometimes it's just a matter of talking to the spirits and saying, hey, this is the new place. Let's keep it positive and happy and, keep negative spirits away from here. I'm going to try to remember to take over a couple of fleece blankets of mine. One, so I can tack it up to that little room, the weird room, I call it, I call it the spirit closet, because that's where spirits like to hang out, is in small areas like that, because they can, they're just energy, so they're not taking up any space really. Ow. And then take another one to tack up, separating my room from the other part of my room that's being used as storage right now. And it's probably going to keep being used as storage. So I'm not going to really be able to do much with that room, because they don't really, I don't even know like how full they have the garage or anything right now. So, they may have like a lot of this stuff in there that, I don't know how much more they can put in there. And I don't know, how long the stuff's going to be in there before Mom's going to want to, start sorting through it. But let me turn this around a little bit, because I noticed that this side of my face is in shadow. So, I don't even so much as want to sit here with a sweater on or anything, because I don't want those fucking things climbing off onto the clothing and then right back in my hair later when I think, oh, I'm finally rid of them. And then they're right back. But at least Dr. Questel, I guess, finally came through for us.
No, actually,
No.
It was the doctor you saw at Media Care.
Oh, the last one? Because the first one I saw was, I believe, female, but that had to do with the x-rays they did on my leg and stuff and my wrist, or my left wrist or whatever, make sure nothing was broken. The second one was a guy. He was kind of tall. He had light colored hair, I think, and that's really about all I remember about him. I was trying to determine what doctor finally came through. and did the pre-auth for us. So my medicine, we know it's sitting over there now. And this is what I have my hair up in, what I call is a genie tail, where, you comb all of your hair forward, you get all the tangles out of it, you grab it, you put a hair tie on it as snug as you can, then you pull the hair apart, separate it a little bit, and then pull a little bit, and it's almost like a fountain, the way it lays. But because my hair is so much shorter right now, and I've got all these straggler pieces that are the hardest to clip, because you don't know that they're there until you put your hair up like this, and then your hair lays a different way. But I don't want it to go so far as to me having to shave my head. But you can only take the fucking agony of this shit so much, and then you're done. You're done. You're like, this shit needs to fucking stop now, because I've been putting up with this for over a fucking month, and it just hurts me terribly that Chelsea's girls, don't do a better job of taking care of their hair, keeping it clean, and being more mindful so that they don't keep fucking getting it from kids at school and stuff like that, and then bringing it right back home. So I don't know that she's ever going to understand. I'm just cutting some of these pieces down here, because this is the area that they seem to like to inhabit the most, is right down, in the back, where the fucking the indentation is, the little channel in the back of your hair. So I figure if there's less hair there, then there's less places for them to hide. And it's not like I haven't, had short hair before, because I have. I've had my hair pretty short, and when I had it done like Olivia Newton-John's, that time, thanks, it was really short, like, I'm talking as short as a lot of guys wear their hair. But back then it looked good. I was a kid, I was a teenager. I really idolized Olivia Newton-John, still do. I mean, I think she's pretty much given up, as far as, like, she doesn't do any more albums, or hasn't produced an album in, I couldn't tell you how long. But I have, as far as we know, I have all of them, because Chris, he went online and found a lot of them for me. So I've got every album that, as far as we know, that she ever produced. But it's kind of one of those things, I have to be in a certain type of mood to be able to listen to something like that. And because I have been so busy helping Mom over there, keeping her fed, making her hot soup every day, helping to build her strength back up, because for so long, they went without, like Mom would, you would, when I would go over to see her, she'd be sitting around and snacking on, donuts and snack foods, instead of real actual food, like a nice can of chunky soup or something, that's a lot more nourishing for her. But it was the misery that place caused in all of them. And there's been speculation, but it's never really been confirmed or anything, that was one of the first houses built, very possibly one of the first houses built. But I wouldn't even know how to look that up, or what year, like how far back to go. But in the purple room, what I refer to as the purple room, that was the master bedroom at the old place. That was the room that Mom had. On the floor, if the floor was completely cleared off at this certain section, then you would be able to see it. But it looked like somebody did this was actually cut into the floor, like when this place was built, made, whatever. And it looks kind of, I don't know if Native American is the right terminology or not, but I want to say it kind of looks like let's see, how was the shape? I can't remember if it was kind of like a Y shape and then it's straight or reversed. Like I haven't seen the thing in so long, but there was like individual squares that was literally cut into the floor. And, I don't know what the purpose was. I don't know if it was some type of a magical thing. I have no idea. But they have had nothing but trouble there. Yeah, well, that's the thing. I don't know. I've never seen the deed to the house, and these foreign jerks are, which are the ones that bought it. I don't think they're going to be like showing the deed of the house to anybody. So, crap.
Work.
Yeah. But yeah, if somebody had access to the deed to the house, or maybe even the blueprints, then you'd be able to determine if that was literally the only place that had something like that, like literally cut into the floor. But there was a lot of, she said hi. There was a lot of, I'm not saying that there wasn't plenty of good times there at the old place, because there was. But equally so, there were some really, really, really bad episodes too. Like, let's see. Years ago, one day, just a random day, mom was walking through the house, getting ready to go to the bathroom or something or another. And she said it literally felt like someone or something came up behind her and hit her in the back of the head so hard that it literally knocked her unconscious. But there was nobody at the house. There was nobody home with her that day. And even if Carl would have been there, most likely he was at work. So he wasn't there, or he was upstairs sleeping. And she woke up, and I don't know if this is the episode where she was stuck on the floor for, I think it was 7 hours or some ridiculous amount of time. She didn't have the strength to pull herself up on anything so she could like sit down or anything. She had to, this is really, really bad, but to be honest, she had to sit in her own piss, basically. I don't know if she had to sit in her own feces or not, but nobody was home, so nobody knew this even happened. And she had this one cat at the time. His name was Tigger, and he was sort of an indoor-outdoor cat, but he was a tomcat. So, if he was outside, most likely he was tooling the neighborhood and trying to find, the female cats that were in heat so he could get them pregnant, and then we'd have a bunch more cats to worry about and, may or may not be able to find homes for. So mom had, she literally had to drag herself around on the floor, with her hands and, moving her body that way and scooting across the floor and this and that. And I think she said she opened the back door. She managed to reach up enough to open the back door to let Tigger out or something. It's had something to do with Tigger and her next door neighbor, Kathy. And it finally alerted Kathy. When mom cried out, Kathy immediately, went inside and said, "Oh my God, what's the matter? What's happened? What's wrong?" And I guess she got her up off the floor, or she tried to get her up off the floor, but couldn't, because mom, even though she's not very, doesn't have a lot of weight to her, Kathy has even less. So I don't know that Kathy would have been able to help her get up off the floor or not. So we never was able to figure out what that episode was about, who or what, if it was like a spirit or something like that that hit her in the back of the head, knocked her out. What was the purpose? What was the intent? I mean, it sounded to me like whatever it was trying to kill my mom. And she, when we finally got her help and I was finally alerted as to what had happened, I immediately went over there because once she was able to get up off the floor and get well rested, and they checked her out and everything and said, well, as far as we can tell, you're fine. She was able to change her clothes, and she does a lot of sponge baths. A sponge bath, I don't know if you know what a sponge bath is or not, because I'm thinking American terminology and some of it you may not know. But a sponge bath basically is you're still washing yourself off, but instead of like getting in the tub or getting in the shower to do so, mom would fill up the sink with water. She would, first she would do like her upper body, and then she would do her lower body. So she wasn't standing there freezing the whole time. So like she would get her upper body cleaned, and then she would put her clothes on, and then she'd get her lower self cleaned, then she'd put her clothes on. And that's how she takes bath most times. Because of mom's hip and because of the fact that she has to literally step up to get into the bathtub at the new place, she's going to need somebody there to help her do that. And me and Stephanie are the only two there, females, that she would entrust with such a job. So, but yeah, she does try to keep herself clean in that respect. But I would like for her to be able to take more showers and stuff like that, because it helps her to feel better. It's healthier for her, and we don't need anybody in the hospital right now for sure. So I hope that, I mean, we'll just have to come up with a doable system in the new place to help her when she needs it. I will try to certainly go over there as much as I can, but I can't promise her that I'm going to be able to be over there every single day either. Because, I have things here that I get involved in that takes up a lot of my time. So I can't promise her that I'm always going to be there every day. Oh, golly crap. Oh. But, anyway, it was, back when she had those episodes like that, it was pretty scary, because we didn't know what it was. We didn't know what was going on, what had happened. Is it going to happen again, and stuff like that. I'll be back, sweetie. I got to go to the loo. So sorry for all the dead quiet time. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm back, sweetie. I've been eating past couple of days over at Mom's. One of the soups that I've been eating was it's a type of chunky soup called bean and ham, and it's one of my absolute favorites. But it does the job. It fills you up a little bit, but really with something like that, you want to have something else with it. So I had some leftover chicken noodle soup yesterday that I was trying to get eaten so it wasn't getting wasted. And Mom had a can of peas in the cupboard. So I had Jim open the peas for me. And then I dumped them in what was left of the soup and everything from the chicken noodle. And that way I drank all the broth down, and the peas gave it a little bit better of a flavor because Chunky's chicken noodle soup is not exactly on my favorite list. It's too bland for me. Like, usually if I end up using it or something, I end up using, I'll like put at least a little bit of salt in it to give it a better flavor because I don't like the taste of it. Mom's favorite is, it's a chicken, broccoli, potato kind of mix of soup. And as you know, potatoes are filling. So the fact that it has a decent amount of potatoes in it, it's more filling, especially for her. And she said that since she has been getting this good, nourishing food every day, it makes all the difference in the world. She's getting some of her strength back. Well, yeah, and she's feeling better. Well, yeah, because you're giving your body the nourishment it so desperately needs, especially with somebody her age. Because when you get up there in the 90s and she's 90, you have to take better care of yourself. You have to eat right. You have to get good food in you. You cannot sit around and munch on chips all day and junk food and shit like that. And that was Mom's everyday routine. Like, once in a great while, they would get her these Jimmy Dean breakfast things that's in a bag. So you could do a small amount in a skillet, and cook it up and everything, heat it up, make sure everything's heated through, and then eat it because it had, eggs in it and sausage and different things, vegetables and stuff. And a lot of times if Mom had that kind of stuff, I would go over there and I would make it for her. But it's one of those, it's kind of she liked the way I made it for some reason. When I made it to her, it tasted much better than when she herself made it. And I don't know what I did that was so special, but, I just constantly stirred it, and I mean, I would lightly season it and stuff like that, and then put it in a bowl or whatever for her and give it to her. But it was such a small amount, she really probably wasn't getting nowhere near the amount of nourishment that her body needed. Jim's got her these, supposedly they're like a type of breakfast nuggets or something, but I've never heard of such a thing. But then I didn't know that they had breakfast pot pies and breakfast burritos until I found them at the Kroger store, and I went, aha, because those are some of my favorites, as far as like a hot breakfast. Those are some of my favorites. Since I'm not playing any music, I can turn that up. But it's one of those, if you do it all the time, you're going to get sick of it. So on rare occasions, I will fluctuate. Like sometimes I'll get the breakfast pot pies, which they don't have nowhere near the variety as the breakfast burritos have. And then other times, I'll get the breakfast burritos. For today, for instance, I haven't even eaten anything yet. We don't have any milk, so I can't even do cereal.
Yeah, my fault. I forgot to pick up milk.
But even if I could do cereal, I have the generic version of Fruity Pebbles. and it takes a lot to fill a bowl. And because they're such small pieces, it takes a lot more. Like, I'd have to have at least 2 or 3 bowls of something like the Fruity Pebbles before it would be enough to even somewhat fill me up. Oh, my stomach. But you know how your stomach starts hurting? It's your body's way of saying, you better go to the loo. So, and then even afterwards, it still kind of hurts a little bit. Probably a lot of it's gas, from the gaseousness in the foods and stuff that I been consuming the past, I don't know, week or however long I've been going over there. But with Christmas being so close by and everything too, I would think that Mom would like to start tackling the stuff in the front room. If she wants us to just start lugging everything upstairs into storage, that's fine, as long as we can do it in such a way that it's not, the storage part of it's not spilling over into my room, because I've just started, fixing my room up the way that I like it, and I don't even have an air mattress over there yet. Because I've been trying to take stuff over like little bits at a time, so it's not overly much. Like, today we go over there. I would like to grab my 2 tables from Maria's place downstairs so I can use them for an altar at the new place when I'm up in my room. And I also have a couple of statues downstairs that are crosses that my mom gave me like a long time ago. And take those over and set them up on the altar when I don't have other stuff on the altar. So that, that kind of, to me, that balances the energy out a little bit. But as far as my power circle, what I call my power circle, I believe I've shown it on a live stream before. It's the circular rug that's got a pentacle, and then it's got like crescent moons, and it's got earth, like pictures of the earth in different sizes and stuff. And it makes up the whole thing. It's really, really pretty. I turn it face down when I'm not up there. And my little prayer cloth that I've been using, I take it and I fold it up so that you only see the back side of it, because I don't want to hear Jim's mouth. And you and I are both in agreement that it should not concern him how I decide to decorate my room. But my mom's not much better than Jim, and she's also of the opinion, well, you got to be careful what you put up there, because if you put stuff up there that Jim knows is obviously witchy stuff, then he's going to end up saying something. Well, he needs to fucking shut his mouth and mind his own damn business, because it's not right for me to be expected to do things a certain way to please them, because I know Mom's never going to go up those stairs. The staircase is too narrow. Even if somebody was behind her, she would be very, very nervous about going up. She would probably be even more nervous about coming down. The only way that she would be able to come down the steps without feeling insecure is she would literally have to sit down and go, and, kind of like how kids used to, like, they'll sit on the top step, then they'll move down to the next step and the next step, kind of work her way down each step that way, and sitting down instead of standing up. Now, there is a railing, but it only goes up a certain amount, and then you have to literally hold on to the walls, and the passage through there is so narrow that I'm brushing both walls when I walk up the steps to go into my room. And that's like way, way, way too narrow for my liking. So it should never be a matter of Mom going up there. The problem is going to be Jim. And the only way that I can present it to him is, Jim, you have no right violating my freedom of religion. Okay. If you expect me to not have my religious icon sitting out, then I don't want to see a Bible in your room. I don't want to see so much as a single cross hanging in your room, because that's how you make me feel, because you're complaining where I feel like you have no right to, about my religious beliefs. And, if me and Jim have to end up having it out over it, then that's what's going to happen. Because it's like, if this is my room, I should be able to decorate it the way I see fit. I don't tell anybody else how to decorate their room. It's not fair for anybody to tell me how to decorate mine. So, that's kind of one of those, all I can do is tell Jim how I feel and hope that he respects it. Because it's like, I have freedom of religion. I don't tell you what to have or not have in your room. Don't do it to me. Because, it's like, what the hell reason, for instance, would Pastor Toby ever have of going up to my room? You know what I'm saying? It's like, what, are we going to have a prayer circle there? I mean, doubt it. Because, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to even like have a chair up there to like sit down. I have to sit flat on the floor because there's not a lot of room to maneuver. I mean, there is, but there isn't. If only I could live stream from my room, then I'd be able to show it to you a lot better. But I don't even know at this point, how long it's going to be before the internet is hooked up over there, because I don't even know if Jim has bothered getting his computer over there yet. So, as far as what Stephanie said last night, when she finally came over from the old house, because she said she wasn't leaving the old house until everything was out of there. But Jim, he's still, at least last night anyway, as we were coming home and everything, me and Chris, Jim still hadn't brought his computer from the old place. So maybe he'll finally get that done today. But he's another one that he's so controlled, or so it seems to me, by the computer, that he spends far too much time on the computer instead of getting stuff done that needs to get done. And it's one thing to get moved, and it's a totally different matter when you have to, now that we're at the new place, doing all the stuff that's going to have to be done, unpacking, sorting, and all that. But at least by helping Mom with that at the new place, I can feel better about myself, like I'm doing my part. Because Stephanie and Maria and Chris, they were the ones primarily busting their ass, bringing load after load after load after load, to where, like, Chris he would get 3 loads over there to the new house in one day. Now imagine 3 times, 5? You might as well say. 15 trips roughly. It's like three trips each day, 5 days. 3 times 5 is 15, right? So, they were doing everything. And when it came down to it, Stephanie even ended up packing up Jim's room. And I'm sorry, but that's wrong, because that should have been Jim's responsibility. Nobody else's. Jim's responsibility. And, but Stephanie, being the trying to be helpful like she does, and being the good person that she is, she really busted her butt, and she said, I'm not coming to the new place, and I'm not even going to have them bring my bed over until I get everything out of here. So she fulfilled that, and I'm thankful, because it's less stressful for everybody just not having Carl there. Because now that, Mom's in the new place, there's no reason for Carl to come over to the new place. Mom doesn't want him there. And Pastor Toby's already voiced his opinion that he doesn't want Carl there either. So, Carl, his focus now is going to be, getting his stuff packed and getting it moved down to Kentucky. And I guess Justin is coming up today to fix something. I thought the camper was fixed and already had been driven down there. But according to Mom, that was not the case. So whatever Justin is going to be doing today, that is going to, I think it has something to do with the starter or something, I don't remember. Then the camper will be running and drivable, and hopefully somebody will be able to drive it down there, and it'll make it, because it's never been driven really since Carl's had it, and he's had it for, I don't even know how long. And like, getting him to do anything is like, asking for the impossible. But anyway, because I was able to get up so early today, that's why I wanted to live stream earlier. So, it's not so late there, where you're at and everything. Um, but I ended up sleeping like 10 hours because if I don't get a nap sometime during the day, which 9 times out of 10 I don't, then, I have to sleep longer at night to make up for the fact that I wasn't able to get a nap during the day. So a 10-hour sleep cycle for me is actually pretty normal. And, it sounds like a lot. I mean, now if it's to the point that I'm sleeping like between 10 and 12 hours, then yeah, I get a little bit concerned because it seems to me like, that's too much. That's too much sleep. And then all that's going to do is make you weaker and you're not going to be able to get as much done. So I have to like full bore, guns blazing. I mean, just to the point of exhaustion, sometimes I'm just sitting there talking with mom and keeping her company. Other times, I'm upstairs looking through other boxes that are in storage up there to see if there's anything else of hers that she wants me to bring down. And it's like, where do you want this? What do you want to do with this? Do you want to just leave a lot of this stuff upstairs in storage or what? But the garage is kind of, I don't think they're ever going to be able, Jim's not ever going to be able to park his truck in the garage because it's too full of stuff. That's basically their storage unit right now. But, at least Alicia is coming over on Christmas Day. And even if I don't know that I'll be able to live stream it because I don't know how soon we're going to be able to get internet or anything like that hooked up. And I know a big part of what we're waiting on is Jim to get off his ass and get his computer taken over there. Then he's going to have to talk with Pastor Toby and work out the arrangements with Pastor Toby because Pastor Toby is going to try to let them piggyback off of his internet so that they won't have an internet bill. Or if they want to pay something towards the internet or if they want to pay Pastor Toby, like include that into the rent. I don't know how they're going to do any of that. But the rent alone is going to be $1,150. So that's $1,150 American dollars. And that's a lot of money. But mom said she's paid up through January. So she won't have to pay rent again probably until February. Let's see. I'm trying to think of anything else. I'm still trying to wake up and trying to figure out, what I want to take over there today. Wondering still if they're going to, load my check on the 24th or not. Hopefully they will. Otherwise, it won't be until after Christmas. And I really don't want to wait until after Christmas. But I guess I'll see when the 24th gets here, which is tomorrow. Yep, because today's Thursday, December 23rd. So it's like 9:52 here in the morning. And because it was so kind of not really dark, but noticeably dark in the living room, the weather must be like really stormy looking clouds and stuff outside because it was dark enough that it's like, okay, I got to turn the light on so I can see what I'm doing. And I just still, until this whole thing with mom is sorted, I don't know how soon I'm going to be able to get back to cleaning this living room. And I don't know like what day I'm going to be able to do the Yule ritual where I actually cast circle and call the elements and everything like that. I may have to do that on like Christmas Day. I don't know that I'm gonna get around to it today. I'll try. Depends on how long we stay over to mom's. If there's like anything further that needs to be done, like small stuff yet that needs to be, I mean, it shouldn't be anything left at the house because according to Stephanie, and she told mom this last night when she finally came to the new place, she said, "We're out of there, Grandma." So there's really, I don't see, unless, Jim like needs some extra space that he can't fit any of his stuff or some of his stuff in the truck, that Chris might have to use our car, to put some of Jim's stuff in the back seat. And my nails are already getting that they need filled in, um, which I'm trying to decide if I want to keep them or if I want to just try and have them removed. Because when I remove them myself, I don't know, it just seems like it's the most damaging way to do things. Uh, but if I have them done at the salon, it's probably not gonna feel any, very good or feel any better than trying to do them at home. Because if I do them at home, what I normally do is, if I have it available, and right now I don't think I do, is I will take some acetone nail polish remover, dip my nails in it, and just like let them soak until it starts making them slimy and starts melting them and stuff like that. And if I could withstand soaking my hands long enough, then I should be able to get the remnants of it off. Yeah, acetone. Yep, that's what I mean. Acetone polish remover. Because I know, like with the non-acetone, that's what you can use, like when you do like different colors. Because I wanted to still would like to do like some pretty Christmas colors. But if I have them filled in, one, how much is that going to cost? Two, I'm not going to be able to do that until my check is loaded. And I'm not certain what day that's going to be. I'm still hoping that it will be tomorrow, but it's a toss up. It's just a matter of waiting until tomorrow gets here. And, if it's going to be loaded tomorrow, to be loaded in the early afternoon, because that's usually about when it gets loaded, around like 2 p.m. or so. Ugh. And, 2 p.m. my time, of course, or a little after most days is when it gets loaded, when my check gets loaded. Very, very rarely will it be loaded like early in the morning after like 10 or 11 o'clock, round about time I'm getting up. Oh, well. While we're still here, I need to trying to think of something I can have for, some kind of breakfast. I mean, egg sandwiches are usually pretty easy for me to make, provided that we have some bread and some butter at least. Because the way I do my egg sandwiches is, when I put it in the skillet, excuse me, when I put it in the skillet, I break the yolk right away. I try to sprinkle it lightly with like some garlic sea salt. Stand there for a couple of minutes until one side gets cooked. Put it on low heat, of course, so it doesn't like burn them up and make them stick to the skillet and make a mess. Flip it over, cook it a couple minutes on that side. Butter both slices of my bread and put a piece of cheese on the bread. Or if I can time it right, when the first side of the egg is cooking, and then I flip it over, and then the cooked side is up, then I can put the cheese on top of it, and it'll melt down, as the other side of it's cooking. But then you've got the possible mess of, if too much of the cheese melts, then you're losing all your cheese. So, but because we've been so, busy helping mom and everything, we haven't even had a chance to do a good grocery shop yet. we're running out of things. I mean, we still have stuff here, but we're running like we don't have any milk. We're almost out of pop again. I need probably some more like elbow macaroni noodles or something to have my ragu sauce and noodles when I get a hankering for them. Um, and I don't know what else. Like, I don't know if there's like other specific things. Like, I'll probably get me some more of the breakfast burritos. I try to get 10 of them at a time. Some of them I would get extra ones because if it's a one that I like really well, oh yeah, okay, I like this one, then I'll get two or more of the same one. And usually it takes like two breakfast burritos just to get my stomach to be happy and shut up and not complain too much that it's still hungry. But, it doesn't hurt to like throw in a bowl of cereal on top of, the two burritos if my stomach is still like, hey, I need a little bit more than that. Um, but let's see. I know we've got, eggs in there, so that's a possibility. But till we get to the store and get the milk, I can't do cereal. Maybe I'll get a combination of I'll get some of the breakfast burritos when we finally do get to go shopping, and I'll get some of the the breakfast pot pies. And they have the little apple pies that's more like an individual size that you can get. And I'm still learning like what temperatures to cook a lot of microwave food you know because of the new microwave, because it's a lot more powerful and this and that. Yeah, yeah. Oh golly, excuse me. That's me yawning and stretching. So yeah, if you don't mind holding on for a few more minutes, I'll go see what I can like rustle up for myself, get some kind of sustenance in me, so I'm not getting freaking lightheaded and about to pass out or something. Hey, boo. Look out.
You're
What?
almost stay up today. My body needs
Okay.
to relax. Right.
Yeah.
Both of my
I
wrists,
understand that.
both of my wrists are hurting from all the fucking carrying.
I bet. I do not blame you. Because, I'm not even sure when I'm going to be able to go over there myself. I mean, I don't know that I'm feeling up to it. Because even though I haven't been doing anywhere near what you guys did, it's, I don't want to go over there and just sit around all day because I'm waiting on mom to decide or not if she wants to sort through some boxes or, have me put some boxes in front of her and then decide where she wants what and shit like that. So I don't even know myself. And if Stephanie's over there with her, unless Stephanie's off, doing an appointment or something somewhere, then at least there's still somebody there with her. Uh, okay, I have to think here. Nope. Well, let's see. There isn't even any bread, so I can't even do egg sandwiches. What else is there? Well, guess I'll just have to do guilt standby instead. Ragu noodles. It's something. Yeah, I never thought of that. Why not, huh? Yeah, I'll do that here in a minute. I'm such a goof butt. Here, let's do this. I'll just bring you in here with me. Cooking with mom in the morning, huh? Or afternoon. It's actually afternoon for you. And finding a good spot to set this because I don't want to set it somewhere that, it ends up falling over or something, right? I'm looking. Here, I may have to rearrange some stuff here for a minute. There we go. Okay. Waiting for the water to boil. See, this is the garlic sea salt that I use. I know you can't see it very well. See it? It's garlic, which is good for you. And then sea salt. This stuff, love it to bits. It's called I Can't Believe It's Not Butter. But this stuff is like the worst for you, I guess. Granted, I could use regular butter probably. But I'm trying to get this used up. And once I get that used up, then just don't get it anymore. So the thing that takes the most time, of course, is going to be the water boiling and everything. But you can see how tiny our kitchen is. It's pretty tiny. See, that's all the bigger it is, really. There's Chris back there on his computer. And I keep forgetting that, the lovely thing about the Chromebook and its lightweightedness is I can move it around with me. I can just pick it up and carry it with me. And then I don't feel like, you're sitting there just staring at the wall. Oh, my goodness. And it does the battery good to be unplugged once in a while. Because the last thing I want to do is fry my battery. Yeah. Like olive oil, when I use it, I try to use it sparingly. Like, you don't have to like literally fill the skillet half full or anything for like when I'm doing eggs and stuff. But I realized we didn't have any bread. So it's like, well, so much for egg sandwiches. I guess that ain't happening. So I decided to just do my, what I call, ragu and noodles, basically ragu sauce and noodles. But Chris was saying, and I'm feeling the same way, now that everything's out of the old place, um, Stephanie should be over there with mom, so she's not over there by herself. I will still try to get over there sometime today, but Chris, he's like, he's not going. He said, I'm not going over. He said, I need some rest. And I mean, he's been working so hard that his wrists are hurting from all the lifting and stuff that he's been doing. Lifting boxes, carrying them, loading them in the car, carrying them out of the car, carrying them upstairs and wherever else. Mom decides that she wants her stuff to be. And I would feel a lot better about going over to mom's if I can get these damn bugs dealt with, and get them out of my head finally, so they're not a problem anymore, and I don't have to be afraid to hug my own mother because I don't want one of them crawling off of me into her head. I mean, it's bad enough going through the nightmare of it myself. I certainly don't want to put somebody else through it. When we finally can move into a house, it'll be nice to, be able to have a decent sized kitchen where, you don't have to worry about somewhere to set the laptop if you want to carry your people with you because you'll have plenty of counter space. But here in our tiny little place, it's like, there's too much for too small of a space. And when you've been here, might as well see, next May will be 15 years, I think, that we've lived here. It shouldn't take the water long to boil, but doesn't matter because I'll just carry you with me. Yep, just as I figured. Boiling already. So my head's not like freaking cut off. Yeah, we have to keep everything in baggies because of the damn roaches.
I tell you, it is getting better. A lot, plus my spraying NEIC.
Chris said it's getting better.
I see very few in the bathroom anymore.
Well, I'm glad that something seems to be working then.
I generally see less out here.
I don't know when I'm going to even feel comfortable enough, to frickin' stop storing stuff in baggies. I have no idea. Okay, 10, 13, so 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So 10, 23, these noodles should be done. Because usually pasta only takes about 10 minutes, to go from the hard crunchy to the soft and edible. So, but yeah, I think we've earned a day off or, whatever, because, ow, and everything fall down. care anymore. Um, so once I get something to eat and give that a chance to digest a little bit, I'll probably bundle myself up, and I do have some like kind of window shopping, pricing some things. I want to go to the Target and also the Walmart to see where I'm going to be able to get my air mattress for the cheapest, but for the best quality. And then once that's determined, then that's going to be probably going to be one of my major purchases that I'm going to make, whenever my next check does get loaded. Please, 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 Goddess, let it be tomorrow. Let it be tomorrow. Let it be tomorrow. Get the air mattress. See if Jim's got some kind of compressor or something, which I think he does, and like a hose attachment so that I can attach it to my air mattress and pump it up the quickest. Because if I take the foot pump that we have here at the house, I mean, that I can do that, but I would have to make sure that I put it in the car and, everything when I was done blowing up my mattress. Because we're going to be keeping that door shut up there in what's my room. So we shouldn't have to worry about the cat, being up there and, putting a hole in the air mattress because she decides to start sleeping on it or laying on it or anything. Because until that hole gets covered up in that spirit closet, then they're not going to let her in there. They're not going to want her in there. Which is understandable because the last thing we need is for her to get stuck back in something like that and then not be able to get her out. Because when she gets herself stuck in the utility room, one of us has to help her back out of that, even because with her right hind leg being gone, she doesn't have the stability as much to get herself out of places easier than if she had her leg, she gets around great, on the three legs, but we almost lost her like when she was a baby, and because she was crying out, that's how we was able to find her. And I save her, maybe part of what took her foot away was because she was stuck or something and came that close to death, or I don't know. It's been too long ago because she's like a full-grown cat now. And she looks just like her mother, because the very first cat that I took over there, who is also Kalika and Carmela's mother, Stubby looks a lot like her mother. My mom said the only difference is if she didn't have the black on her nose, she would look just like her mom. And she's the last of Mama Kitty's litters. We don't know what happened to her. Haven't seen her in a long time. She probably found some other neighborhood to haunt and go live or stay or whatever. Now, and I have to kind of keep my voice down because Chris is he's laying down, so I don't want to get too loud and bother him, because I might still be feeling sleepy. But the last thing I want to do is lay down and sleep anymore, because I've already slept 10 hours. So, and I'm going to hopefully get my shower today At least I know my medicine's over there at the pharmacy, so whenever I feel like going over there and grabbing it, which I'll probably do here in a little bit, then once I get that and I get it down, on my hair and in my scalp and on my scalp or whatever, then hopefully it'll start finally killing these damn things off once and for all. Oh man, but I hate being so wiped out and so low on energy, and my stomach's empty. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of figured a little dummy ass was out in the hallway. Bella. He he hangs out in the hallway. He sleeps in front of our neighbor's door. And our neighbor was nice enough to put a cat box in the hallway for him, so if he's got to go to the bathroom, he can, and he don't have to be outside. But he's a typical cat in the sense that he thinks he owns it. Little Cohen might have some hearing problems as he's not very responsive when he's being spoken to and not really walking yet and not talking yet. So he's being referred to the audiologist to have some tests done. Oh, sorry to hear that. Kind of reminds me a little bit of how I felt when David, my second child, after Adam put that duct tape around his nose and mouth and taped his hands behind his back when he was a little kid as a means of discipline, which wasn't discipline, it was abuse. Um, he shut off the oxygen to David's brain when he did that, and David became a special needs child and will be for the rest of his life, even though he's grown and he's in his 20s. What? Yeah, I kind of figured. Um, so David, his thing was he didn't know where his body was in space. Um, and I can only imagine what it did to him when the oxygen was shut off to his brain. At such a young age. Um, because that was Adam's idea of discipline, was duct taping his nose and mouth shut and taping his hands behind his back. And when he did that, basically, David passed out because he couldn't get any air. He couldn't get any air through his nostrils. I mean, Adam almost killed him. So that was pretty scary. But I hope they get Cohen sorted for you, and they can, come up with something that'll help him, um, be able to function and stuff as best as he can. And yeah, I mean, David, he's well in his 20s by now. So, uh, got his own place last I knew, had a job. I don't know if he's driving. I'm assuming he is. Unless he's on a bus line or something and he has to take a bus to and from work, which I guess I'm never going to know unless he decides at some point he wants to come and find me, now that his foster family can no longer stop him because he's a full grown man. So, yeah, if he showed up on Christmas Day, I would probably be crying like the whole day, just in shock. It would be a beautiful gift. I would love every minute of it, and I'm sure that Alicia would too, because that would be the first time she had seen her brother since he was little, you know. Um, and Rupert, my last child, according to Jim, if memory serves, he's like 17 now. So in another year, he'll be able to move out of the foster home. But now they're saying they have new laws or something that they've passed where a child has to be 21 before they're allowed to move out. So I hope that isn't so, because I would love it if Rupert come to us when he turns 18 and says, "Mom, Dad," or Mom at least, um, "I want to come and live with you guys. Can I come and live with you?" And then I would be like, "Yeah, sure." but you'll have to sleep on a couch. You won't be able to have a bedroom or anything. And I don't know how well that would go over with the landlord. So, but anyway. Because due to the fact that our landlord is a slumlord, he would probably throw a conniption fit if I had somebody else here. Oh, whoops. Oh, come on, knock that off. At least there was something to catch it down there, so it didn't fall on the ground per se. Because if it would have fallen on the floor, then and it could have broken it or something. For this meal, I thank you now. As it sustains me, please allow your blessings on these gifts in me, as your wills might be. Prayer before meals. Buttering the sauce back up. I have to be careful how I step. Because I have stuff sitting here I don't want to squash. Yeah. Um, there have been times in the past when I have let others stay here. And it became an issue because I would let them in under the condition that they were going to find a job and find a way to be able to help me pay the rent and bills. And before Christ, every time I let one of them do that, I got left holding the bag and about to be evicted because if the landlord found out that I had somebody illegally staying here that wasn't on the lease, I would be lucky to get away with it for about 2 weeks and then they would have to go. Because I'm not getting evicted for nobody. Certainly not those punks, because that's what they were. They were punks. Two of which I used to call son. Um, one of them at the time was a boyfriend I was dating. And of course, being as young as they were even back then, all they wanted to do was sit around and play video games all day. Eat my food, use my utilities, and not pay nothing for it. So they basically turned this place into a flop house. And after me and Matt, that was his name, Matt Chapin, when he and I broke up 2 months after I moved him here into my apartment, that was a big part of the reason why we ended up breaking up, because I wasn't going to sit and let him use me. Mm-hmm. Because Matt, he had no life experience outside of IMVU. It was the letter I, the letter M, the letter V, and the letter U. I know I've mentioned it on here before in other live streams. I mean, yeah, he would date different ones here and there on there, but that's not the same as face to face. I was his first, so that just made the situation worse. And yeah, Chris already knows about this guy, so it's okay. It's not going to cause us any problems or anything. He knows the whole Matt story and how it ended. But I guess in the end, it kind of served as a reminder. Don't let anybody stay here like that again, because they'd probably turn around and do me the same way. Especially these young guys that are so obsessed with games and being on the computer that they don't know much else. And that's why from time to time I will make myself take a break from being on the computer. Because it can take over your life so quick. To where some, especially the young people nowadays, like Alicia's age and stuff, they're constantly on their phone. If they're not on their phone, they're on their computer at home. So moderation is always a good way to go, especially when it feels like you're spending more time on the computer than you're doing anything else. Computers nowadays, with too many in the world, kind of remind me of the Mirror of Erised in Harry Potter, or the Mirror of Desire. It may show you the things that your deepest, most heart desires, but it doesn't mean that you should sit in front of that mirror and waste away and forget to live. And I'd like to know who the wackadoodle is that is trying to convince society as a whole now that the letter W is the sixth letter of the alphabet. No, it's not. Because they're trying to say www dot whatever. The www they're trying to say is 666. And that's a bunch of bullshit, because the actual sixth letter of the alphabet is A, B, C, D, E, F. F is the sixth letter of the alphabet, not W. And it's also equally alarming how many people fall for it and believe it without question, without even so much as having an alphabet in front of them and go count like I just did, that, oh, yeah, W is not the sixth letter of the alphabet. It's totally different number. Because that's like WXYZ. So it's just bizarre to me where some of these lame brain ideas spring from. And how many of them can be proven or disproven. Okay. Now that I've got some food on my stomach, this little guy is something called Nariva. And these are my gummy vitamins. My friend Maria surprised me with some. They're in gummy form, but the Narivas are they're brain boosters. They help you with focus, accuracy, concentration. There's like 5 different major things that it helps as far as brain function goes. Memory, but the drawback is they're extremely expensive. Like oh, excuse me. Where's my glasses? Buried in my... I'm going to need my glasses or I'm not going to be able to read that. Because the letters are... they're so small on the bottle. This is what I call putting on my eyeballs. And every time I say that, Maria about cracks up. It helps you with focus, memory, learning, accuracy, and concentration. And this is what they look like. This is the gummy version of them. This bottle is $40. You get 50 gummies, so 30, 40, 50, you get enough for basically a month and a half because you're only supposed to take one a day. But because this bottle is so big and bulky, what I do instead is I just take some out of here and put them in here with my gummies, which I'm trying to determine if I need to put some more in here. I think I do. Yep, looks like it. That way, when I take my vitamins every day, as long as I have food in my stomach, I can take my Nariva when I take my gummies, my gummy vitamins. Excuse me. So this is something that I have to be careful when I purchase them, because at $40 a bottle, that's a lot of money. A lot of money. Especially, hey, sweetie, want to come up? With the way finances are right now, still. Oh, man. And I really do not feel like taking another stack or 3 today. I really don't. But I don't want to sit around. Oh, man. I had to pick up my... You're okay, Squeaker. My gel pens tried to up dump themselves all over the floor. Oh, man. Whoops. Oh, come on now. This is how tiny the Stacker 3 is. It's pink and on one end, purple on the other. And it's another one of those, if I don't have food on my stomach, when I take one, it upsets my stomach. Usually takes it somewhere in the neighborhood of about, say, between 20 and 30 minutes for it to really start working, in my system and doing its thing and waking me up. Oh, man. Oh. I would love to color my hair today, but until I get these damn bugs dealt with, I don't want to feel like I'm wasting the color. Plus, I'm also trying to give my hair a little bit of a break from all the coloring and how many times I've colored it, especially since I found out about the damn bugs, which, you can tell that pretty much all of my bangs is falling back down in my face. And they're sticking out all over the place. But this keeps my hair off my neck. Chris seems to think that this eczema stuff in the back of my neck and everything is clearing up, and I hope he's right. But my skin just still feels so weird, you know, um, like really rough, dry, and uh, when I don't have my hair up and I start sweating, it ends up causing me to itch real bad because my hair's so long and thick. So I don't know what I'm gonna be able to have the energy to do today. Maybe I'll just focus on getting some of my living room done. Getting the TV table cleaned. And don't worry if I do that, and you still can stay on or want to stay on. I'll just move the computer so that you can see me whatever direction I happen to be, working. I'll turn the camera around and make sure you can see me and stuff. So it won't just be a disembodied voice. like being a floating head, for Halloween. That was funny. That was interesting. And because of these damn bugs and everything, the tips of my ears are even dried out. You can feel that there's stuff there that needs scraped off, like dry skin or dead skin or whatever. Ugh, yikes. I also need to see about getting me some Selsun Blue shampoo, and I need to talk to Dr. Questel and reaffirm what this shampoo is for. Because if it's going to kill the head lice, then I should start using this on my hair the next couple of times I do it. But this one, it says leave on 5 minutes. Whereas the lice shampoo, when I bought the big bottle of it, you're supposed to keep it on for like 10 minutes, I think, or something like that. And then I still have the lavender powder, the combination of me sweating and everything. And with the scalp condition that I had before I put the powder in my hair to smother as many of these damn bugs as I could. Now the powder is caked in my scalp so that, like I said, it feels like a severe case of cradle cap for adults. And of course, brat kitty's just got to come over and bother me and lay down on my lap and can't seem to make up her mind what she wants to do. Yeah, I'm just rolling a fucking head lice between my fingers, squeezing it, hopefully killing the damn thing. Because, see, the drawback is with the additional scalp condition and everything, um, the dandruff, severe dandruff, or whatever the hell they even call it, the hair dye is not going to help with that. But usually in the past, when I have dyed my hair, whatever color, it doesn't matter, as long as it was a hair dye kit, um, it would kill them because the harshness of the chemicals. But yeah, I could, like, if I didn't have my hair up right now, I could sit here and just brush forward like I was doing earlier, and then I would look down and my legs and my top would be full of them. Just fucking full of these goddamn things. And I was telling Chris earlier, I said if it come down to it and I end up having to shave my head, how am I going to do that? Because if I go to any kind of a hair salon place and have them do it, they're not going to want to touch me with a 10-foot cattle prod because I have head lice. Who's going to want to be that close to me to shave my hair off? Probably nobody. Especially if I was to go across the street to the salon over there. And again, some people may say this sounds like I'm being racist, but I'm really not. Not in my opinion. There's mostly blacks over there. And, you know, I already know what their reaction would be if I went over there right now and asked them to shave all of my hair off. The minute they started shaving it and they saw that even a single bug crawling around, they would probably like send me out of there like quicker than I can blink. And besides, I don't have the money to go over and get my hair done because, nobody's going to do it for free. And with the shaver thing that Chris has, that's meant for facial hair. That's not meant for, you don't use his razor for the purpose that I would be using it for, and that's to shave my head. Because I'm just so fucking fed up with these damn things. And if I could withstand having my head shaved, I would probably, with the scalp condition and the dandruff and shit, I don't know how much of that would come off with it. So there may be some left, in which case I would try to find some type of uh, utensil, not utensil, but I would try to find some way to like gently comb it off or try to like gently scrape it off. Um, because I'm surprised my hair can even grow uh, because of how much shit seems to be caked into my scalp. And then this one area over here on my face feels a little odd too, almost like it's drying out. And of course, the winter is not kind to the skin, certainly not here in the States. Yeah, you know what? That may be the way that I have to go. If I can't get these damn things cleared up here soon, I don't want to suffer this any more than I already have, because I feel like I'm being punished for no reason. Like, what did I do to deserve this? I didn't do anything. I just went down to Kentucky and was trying to spend some quality time with my family down there, and I get fucking come back with head lice. I mean, that's not exactly an encouraging, you know, thing as far as, oh yeah, I'll be down there next week. I want to get these fucking things again. And, Chelsea's girls, they won't take proper care of themselves, and that's why they keep getting them. And with Chelsea's hair as beautiful as it is, because you saw her take it down that day, if she got afflicted with this fucking shit, oh my god, she would probably cry if it came down to where she had no choice but to shave her head. And then I'd be like, now you know how I feel, because I have no idea how long it would take my hair to grow back. While the hair was gone, that should pretty much take care of any of the lice or any of the eggs or anything like that. But then I would still have to, like, because I'd be wearing wigs for a while, I'd have to maintain and manage my wigs and make sure that I still put a wig cap on, to kind of protect my head from just the wig being directly on top of the skin. I would feel better just putting a wig cap on my scalp and then putting the wig on that, because some of the combs and stuff that are inside the wigs that are designed to kind of help snug them up, like you put them in a certain way and it supposedly helps to hold it on the hair, hold it on the scalp better, or head better, or whatever. Um, oh, God. Ew. God, I hope that's not blood. Jesus. Well, that's alarming, because now it's unless I'm mistaken, it's like, I feel like I'm literally, that my scalp could possibly be bleeding from where I've scratched it so raw. Jesus. I was trying to chew the dead skin off my lips, because when I have dead skin on my lips, it drives me crazy. So I'll sit there and try to chew it loose. Yeah, because I'll tell you, If I had literally dug my head raw to the point that that was blood, now I'm going to be afraid to, try and scratch my head at all. So how am I supposed to, keep from being driven mad by, the constant itching? And one day before Christmas Eve, and this shit is happening to me. Because I definitely don't want to brush my hair anymore. Because the whole idea behind brushing it was to, get the tangles out. But then I put it in a high genie tail, and it's getting loose because of how much of the hair tie how much hair I had to pull loose from it, so it wouldn't be, too tight on my head and end up causing me to have a freaking headache next. Um, if I had any Q-tips here, I've got some in the bathroom. I could always take a Q-tip and like roll it around in my scalp and see if it looks like it is blood. I hope not. I mean, this shit is just it's fucking me up this bad. And now I feel absolutely horrible because I feel like I'm never going to feel comfortable going down there to Kentucky again. So all the hard work that I was trying so hard to accomplish has suddenly been stopped dead in the water, and because I'm not going to go down there and get afflicted with these damn things every single fucking time I do go down there. So right now I'm sitting here trying to think of I know they have my medicine over there. So maybe I should bundle my happy butt up and go get it and hold off, getting the lice shampoo and see if this thing does this medicine that was so potent that it had to have pre-authorization just to get it approved. Then it better wipe these fucking things out once and for all. Because otherwise, what good is it to me if I'm just going to keep combing more live ones out of my head every fucking day? And getting motivated, to get myself bundled and get out the door and go pick it up and go over and do the shopping that I wanted to do over at Walmart and Target so I can price the air mattresses at both places and see where the cheapest place is going to be to go, get one, but be able to get a good quality one. And then see about maybe even getting myself another angel pillow and another leg pillow, and then just tie them up in a garbage bag. Seal them real good in a garbage bag when I'm not there, so that nothing can fucking crawl off of them. But before I head out the door or anything like that, I'm kind of struggling trying to give the Stacker 3 a chance to kick in and hope that it does. Because otherwise, I'm not going to have the energy to even get this shit done. And sadly, to make matters worse, I can't help but question how much of my energy depletion is because I've been fucking constantly fed on for over a month and I'm slowly being drained of my blood from these goddamn bugs. So it's keeping me weak and it's keeping me, it's killing my energy. It's very disheartening. Well, rather than go into like a hang on a minute. Let's see if I can do this carefully. It's like there's a piece of skin or something underneath my one thumbnail it's bugging me. It doesn't like hurt per se, it just bugs me. Well, I've been on here a little over 2 hours, sweetie. I think I'm gonna go ahead and end this live stream and get my ass bundled up and go get this shit done. And if I feel up to it later, I might try to do like do another one later, but most likely I won't. I'll probably just wait until tomorrow and just, let mom know, try to stop by there or whatever and say, Mom, I'm sorry, but I can't come over today because I'm just exhausted and wiped out. And so is Chris. We need some healing time. We need some recoup time. And I want to get started on my living room again, picking up where I left off. Love you too. And see you next time. Thanks for hanging out.